what my dad does is constructing things, repairing things, and breaking things down. He and my uncle are the leaders of the Fabrication's Lagerverkstad, a company driven by the family for generations. One of the many things he does is ventilating. We have two main reasons for needing ventilation systems in our buildings. Number 1. The air inside should be experienced as fresh and accommodating and should not contribute to health issues. Number 2. To avoid moist damage in the buildings, such as fungus or other unfavorable conditions such as condensation. The ventilation system brings fresh air into the building and removes polluted air from the inside. The ventilation should also contribute in removing surplus of heat. Houses nowadays are built closer and closer to save energy, and therefore it is now mandatory to have a ventilation system in all houses. The minimum claim for air exchange per hour in a room when the house is in use is 1.2 cubic meters per square meter floor area. The canals used comes in different dimensions depending on how big the building is and what it is used for. General tasks for tinsmiths is to accomplish work based on orders at construction sites or at customer sites. As well, they have to plan, execute and control the work and conduct internal inspections of the work performed. In addition, they have to communicate with other parties such as colleagues, other craftsmen, construction site management, suppliers and customers. They also have to use email to communicate with the employer, the client and suppliers. They have to have knowledge of internal procedures, standards and legislation and follow these, and they have to order goods based on lists of materials from suppliers. Five basic skills for a tinsmith are digital skills, oral communication, numeracy, and reading and writing. All the ventilation canals placed in cold areas such as attics needs to be isolated. Warm air moves through the canals and condensation and moist damage will occur if the canals are not isolated. A layer of insulation is folded around the canals, and it is important to tape the joints to prevent heat leak. If warm air leaks from the canals in a cold area, condensation will occur on the cold surfaces in the building. Vapor barriers are stuck on the outside of the insulation. Vapor barrier's most important task is to secure inside air tightness and heat, in addition to prevent moisture from the inside air from diffusing out through the construction, followed by condensation. The shiny surface reflects the outer temperature and prevents it from affecting the fresh air in the canals. As well, he performs thermography, which is a method used for making visible differences in temperature on a surface. It can be used, for example, to prove lack of insulation in buildings, prove heat cables in floors, discover moist leak in walls or roof, or prove leak of air in buildings. The prices of electricity are steadily rising, and it becomes more and more important to avoid leak of heat in buildings. We can control this by using thermography. In addition, he performs concrete cutting. Concrete cutting can be used for constructing everything from small holes in walls or covers to breakdowns or divisions of huge solid concrete constructions. Both wire saws and concrete saws can be used to saw vast constructions into pieces. Those can also be used to divide constructions. Big rebuilding projects often involve concrete cutting to construct openings for lifts, stairs, and pits, but concrete cutting is also used for new buildings. He also sets up a rain gutter, also known as a rain catcher. That is a narrow channel or through forming the component of a roof system which collects and diverts rainwater away from the roof edge. The main purpose of a rain gutter is to protect the building's foundation by channeling water away from its base. The gutter also helps to reduce erosion, prevent leaks in basements and crawl spaces, protects painted or stained surfaces by reducing exposure to water, and provides a means to collect rainwater for later use. Gutters are also very effective at keeping building egress areas clear of falling water. Going into a house entrance below water running straight off the roof in a heavy downpour is literally like taking a shower. This major reduction in moisture also helps to keep entrance surfaces dry and free of moss, slime, algae, and other growths likely to cause slip. He uses special machines for making different metal profiles. Some of the metal profiles are used for protecting and covering against rainfall on roof, walls, and other places you may need protection. 3 machines are used for making those. First, he uses the roll machine. The metal sheets comes in rolls, 250 meters each, 1.5 tons. The roll machine brings out sheets in suitable lengths and can split the sheets sideways. Programs the cracker to fold the metal the way they are supposed to be, by the customer's needs. Afterwards, he uses the sheet scissor for cutting the sheets in smaller pieces that suits the profiles. Mostly when he is using sheets in smaller amounts that does not come in rolls. At last he uses the cracker for folding the sheets the way he wants them. The machine remembers the programming he set up and folds the metal thereby by itself. Product is finished, it is ready for getting assembled by the company or picked up by the customer. The company has lifts for rent, but they also use them within the company. They are mostly used for working safe in heights, for example if you're going to paint tall buildings or if you're going up on high roofs. The biggest one reaches up to 21 meters high and 11 meters to the side in 10 meters height. On many occasions, he needs to draw house drawings to plan the work. He does this when he's going to set up ventilation in buildings. Nowadays, it is mandatory to have ventilation systems in all houses, and he uses plan drawings to plan the best solutions and placing for the canals for them to work as best as possible. It is important to cover the whole house with as short as possible canals for getting the air moved quick enough. The house drawings are also necessary for all components that are working with the building, so they are able to cooperate. My dad likes his work because of the various and versatile tasks. He gets to work many different places around the village and meet people. He also likes that he's not in the same place of work the whole time, but moves around. His work does not get wrapped with so many different things to do and different surroundings to do them in. As well, he appreciates the possibility for working outside when the weather is nice, or inside when the weather is bad. The possibility for switching suits him well.